here. Um, Here I've got my Photoshop tutorial that I'll be going through today. Here I have the PDF pulled up with all the steps and everything outlined in order to do what my task is, but today I'm going to be actually going through each step in Photoshop, helping you see and do with me what my tutorial is. The tutorial today is how to quickly and easily edit an image shot in front of a blue screen or green screen. Your first step, is a pretty critical one, is taking your image correctly. Here in my example, I've got an image of a shoe taken in front of a blue screen, as you can see here. And one of the key factors with taking this image is that your background, or your blue, is really evenly lit from multiple angles if necessary. And there's no wrinkles or smudges, anything like that there on the screen. And so it's critical to take your image in the right setting. And once you've got it like this, nice and even, then you're ready to save it, pull it up in Photoshop, and start keying out that blue color, or if it's a green screen, the green color. So here in Photoshop, I've got my image pulled up. The first step in the Photoshop process, so step number 2 on my tutorial, is to do a color selection. So up here at the top, if you go to Select and Color Range, it will pull up this dialog box. And here, one of the critical parts, well, first of all, is your fuzziness. You're not going to want to go too high, but keep it around 120. And then you can select the area that you want. And notice here in the image how it's there's a lot of gray still. And so this is one of the most important parts, is this little eyedropper with the plus sign will add to the sample or select more parts of the blue to key it out. So click that and then keep clicking in other places until you don't see any of that gray. See, there you have a nice clean selection just around the shoe and a little bit of the shadows, which the shadows is okay as well. Then you'll click OK. And what that's done is selected all of the blue area around the shoe. So now we're going to want to invert that selection, which is step 3. You can do that, and in this way you will no longer be selecting the blue, but you'll actually be selecting the shoe itself. And you do that by going to Select and Inverse. And what that's done is now the shoe itself is what is selected. With the shoe selected, we'll move on to step 4, which is refining that selection, making your edge nice and crisp but soft enough so it doesn't look jagged in any way. And we'll do that by going to Select and Refine Edge. And here you can see in your on your canvas, you can see what that image is going to look like in front of black. And so let's go back to our tutorial here and refining that edge. Our settings, we're going to want to do smooth at 10, feather at 2 pixels, shifting the edge -5%, and then decontaminating the colors about 50%. So let's go into here. So smooth, we want to do 10. Shift edge was -5, and the feather was just 2 pixels. And decontaminating colors, this is a really critical move right here. What this will do is, see how there's some blue reflection in the shoe from that blue canvas. This will remove some of that blue reflection and turn it to more colors that are pertinent to the image or colors of the shoe. And we'll do this at about 65. Looks like there's a little more on this one. And that should be good to go. You click OK, and that will change that selection and put it in front of just a white or checkered background, signifying that it is in front of a transparent background. And that's basically all you need to do to key out the blue. And just let's make sure we didn't lose any of the steps. So yeah, fine-tuning the refine edge. If you want to save this image in a transparent state as you see it here, the best way to do that is to go File, Save As, and then come down here to PNG format. And that will save the image just as if it were saving a JPEG, but you will have that transparency saved into the image. So when you bring that image back into Photoshop or into Microsoft Word or in a website, everything that you see here that's checkered will be transparent. Even the feathering of the shadow, everything that you see that's checkered will be transparent. So let's just see how this image looks in front of some different backgrounds to see how we did. Here in front of a blue background, obviously looks just like it did in front of the blue screen. Let's change this color to some different things. As you can see, it's a nice clean edge that we were able to get. I think it was a successful cutout. So hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and thanks.